Hi guys, come with me to a French Extremity horror film festival. Woo! This fabulous event was put on by deadduckfilm, and they were showing 4 of the rawest and most shocking films that France has to offer. Upon arrival, I grabbed my ticket and a Tango Ice Blast, of course, and headed upstairs. We got upstairs, we were met with this super cute little independent market. The market was selling all different types of gorgeous artwork and handmade pieces. My favourite was this little ghost in the jar with big eyelashes because she looked just like me. They also had Tough Mary's Bakery there that was selling a completely spooky themed menu, and it looked bananas. And after picking up a pumpkin sandwich and washing it down with a classic Marlboro, I was ready to rock and roll. The attention to detail was everything at this event. Look at these little tea lights on the way up, it was so cute! For obvious reasons, I can't include any footage of the films we watched, but I have included an interview with the team that put the event on, so I hope you enjoy! Hey guys, I'm with Seb from Dead Duck Film, and he's here to tell us today a little bit about what he's doing.
So we organise film events all over Nottingham, usually foreign movies of all genres. The idea behind Dead Duck was always to do a festival, big events basically, and just get a bunch of people together and spread the word of movies and foreign movies particularly. And for the first one, I'm half French and I grew up in France, so it means a lot to me to bring that cinematic experience to England, to people here. Usually when you see French festivals, it's usually older movies, which are great. Those movies are fantastic, but I just have a love for the more modern stuff, like post-2000s or just before that onwards. I think there's some amazing movies, and I really wanted to bring them to England. And
what is it about horror that you think connects people so deeply and keeps people coming back for the scares?
I think we like to feel things. The thing about horror is that a good horror movie really brings characters to light that you empathize with, right? And you put yourself in their shoes in some horror movies, and you have this feeling of like, oh, what would I do in this situation? Or this is horrible, what is happening to these people? Or it's exhilarating, and it makes you think. And so horror is the only genre where you go to the extremes in some ways, which you just don't find in other genres.
Absolutely. I think in horror as well, you always feel like you're going to be smarter than the person in that movie. Like you say, always like, no, that. Exactly. Yeah. I wouldn't have done that. Absolutely no way. I'd have gone through the window. So good. Like it's a good conversation for friends at the end of the horror movie as well. It like ties people together.
You mentioned Wolf Creek actually earlier on, and I'll always remember that being a movie that we would put on at parties. It was like, oh, we're going to watch Wolf Creek. I've got a few of those movies. When you're young, all you want to see is horror movies. And when you're in your teenage years, there's a lot of that. And I love that experience of getting people together to watch a horror movie.
Definitely. So what do you think the biggest challenge is in putting on a horror film festival that people might not expect?
In an event, in my opinion, based on my very limited experience, you can divide it in 2 things. It's the first part is you want to convince people to come. All right. So how do I convince people that this is worth their time, their money? It's a huge ask, right? Second part of organizing a festival, which is tough, is you want the event to be so good that people just want to come back again and again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you start from there, and then you kind of go, okay, how do we achieve that? And then you look at budget and time constraints and fantastic volunteers. You kind of make it happen.
Oh, I love that. So I was looking at all the movies that you're putting on for this event, and it seems that one of the underlining themes is endurance. And I feel like it's going to be a huge endurance for the audience to go through all of these quite tough watches in one go. Do you believe that at the end of watching all of these movies, there is going to be any kind of emotional or psychological reward?
Is it going to be a tough endurance marathon challenge? Not too sure about that one. We start hard with Titan, and it leaves you with a lot to think about.
Yeah.
We go right into High Life, which also has some thoughts and some ideas that are interesting to talk about. And then we move on to our panel, and then we get to breathe a bit, get some food, and talk to some experts about the genre. And then we move on to Revenge, which I think is, for a rape revenge movie, is quite exhilarating and cathartic. I really like it. And then we end up with Martyrs. And I think Martyrs was key to the whole festival. To be honest, I think it started with Martyrs. Word at the end will be that you will not be the same person you were when you came in. I really believe that.
I love that. Why did you pick these movies? What ended up with these guys getting the final cut?
So as I mentioned, I think it all started with Martyrs because I think it was a seminal movie for me. I didn't know French movies could hit so hard. And then I thought, wow, the French cinema is great. What can I add to that? Titan came to mind. It won the Palme d'Or in Cannes in 2021, sorry. Julia Ducournau made that movie, and so I watched Raw, and I thought, okay, Titan's the one. Titan is great because It's very thematic, and it's very modern, and everything the movie talks about are things we in our culture and our society talk about at the moment. You'll see when you see the movie. And it has a crazy premise, an insane 10 first minutes, and then you kind of go on this ride. And I get why a lot of people were put off by this, like the general population would be put off by it, but if you stick with it, it sticks with you. So it's really good.
It seems like that's going to be a kind of a thing for the entire film festival. It's like if you just stick with it, and like I say, if you endure it, then you're going to be reborn, essentially.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then the two others, High Life, you've got Robert Pattinson and Mia Goth. I mean, both huge stars. And you also have French stars in there, but Claire Denis made that movie. She is a very popular as a director. She made some incredible movies. And you can't do a new French Extremity festival without a Claire Denis movie, in my experience. And then after that, you've got Revenge. So the reason why I put Revenge in there is because the director Coralie Farja, she made The Substance. The Substance was a huge splash last year. So many people watched it. Everybody loved it. Most people loved it. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. She made Revenge before that. And you can see the strands of The Substance in Revenge. So that's why I picked it.
Thank you so much for talking with me today. We really, really look forward to the film festival. I cannot wait to go.
Yeah, thank you for having a chat with me. And we'll see you there on Saturday.
Absolutely, let's do it.